Good afternoon, everyone. It's indeed an honor to be here this afternoon to talk a little bit about Eric, and I'll be very brief. We all know that Eric has taken care of the needs and concerns of the Richmond District, and my family and I have lived in the Richmond District for nearly 40 years, come next year, and all our kids went through the schools here in the district. But more than just representing the district, we do want leaders from the Richmond who can look after the needs of the entire city and also to be concerned about the needs of our country. So I'll give you two very quick examples of why Eric is a leader, not only for the Richmond, but for the city and for the larger educational rights movement in our country. Last year, Eric called me up. He said, look, we have a problem with Stephen Lee, an undocumented City College student who was on the verge of being deported. He was picked up by ICE officials, shipped down to Florence, Arizona before anybody knew about it. And really, Eric called me up. We figured out who we needed to call, and he was very instrumental in talking with Mayor Newsom at that time. And Mayor Newsom then talked with Jim Molinari in Senator Feinstein's office, and a bunch of other calls were made, and the City College students rallied, and we all spoke with Jim Molinari, and Senator Feinstein introduced a private bill for Stephen Lee so that his deportation was stayed. And that is very important because our immigration officials have deported on an annual basis right now 400,000 individuals, community members here in San Francisco and throughout the country, and we cannot allow them to do that. And Eric, I think in his own quiet way, showed that he cares. He cares about the students. He cares about the kids that we educate, that they're good contributing members to our community. The second example that I would cite for you is 5 years ago, we were in the throes of a deadly battle to save the Chinatown North Beach City College building. Without getting into all the ugly details, there were very dark forces within the Chinese community that wanted to scuttle that project for a bunch of political reasons that had nothing to do with what was good for the community. Eric was one of the few elected Chinese officials who came out and expressed strong support for that project. We worked with the Labor Council, we worked with the Building and Trades, we worked with the faculty and students at City College and many community members to beat back Hilton Hotel. And we beat back all those other politicians who were bought off by Hilton Hotel. But Eric was always with us. And it's because he was with us in the fall, City College campus on Kearny and Washington will open its door to serve over 6,500 students who need those services. And thanks to Eric, if you weren't with us, I don't know what would have happened. So for that reason, we need to get him back, staying there at City Hall, and to work with the other city leadership to make sure that the needs and concerns of San Franciscans are met and that we do, in fact, work for social justice for all. So it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce a native of Sacramento. I'm born and raised here. I was born in San Francisco, but for a period of time I lived in Stockton. So I understand why Eric would want to come to San Francisco. It's hot in the valley. But anyway, it's a great deal, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce Eric Mar, our supervisor for yet a second term. Eric.